Our lead story tonight is what's happening in Bengaluru. For the third day running, the tech corridor, the IT corridor in Bengaluru is underwater. Tragedy today is a young 23-year-old woman fell off her scooty and was electrocuted in flood waters. Also today, techies are being evacuated from their homes with tractors. Families, pets, all being evacuated from Tech City. Also, meanwhile, politicians out there, Youth Congress president on a rubber tube to show what's actually happening. He says in Bengaluru, the chief minister blames the Congress for the current situation. Shrija was out this morning in the IT corridor. Ironically, it's the IT corridor which is worst hit. The older parts of the city are doing fine. But here's what it's like in the IT corridor where tractors are coming to the rescue of tech CEOs.
The flooding in Silicon City has reached a level where you're looking at techies basically taking tractors to work. Looks like the entry to your office is completely inundated.
Yeah. Like, I'm just too scared to just jump in now.
It's a joke that you are taking a tractor. Techies are taking tractors to go to office.
That's true.
Madam, this is good.
I am enjoy of the BMW.
Sorry?
Enjoy of the BMW car.
And you're traveling in a tractor?
No, BMW.
You're traveling in BMW?
This is BMW, ma'am.
Okay, great. Looks like you're carrying a lot of bags here.
Yeah, we are moving to a relative's house. We are moving to a brother-in-law's house.
Okay, so your apartment is flooded?
It's entirely flooded. There are two basements, lower basement, upper basement, everything is flooded.
Okay.
Water levels are rising. The current is, the power has gone out.
Right.
There's no water supply.
How long has this been?
So it's been there for, it all started like 2 days back. And yesterday is when the power was cut off and then we were kind of forced to move out.
Okay, forced to move out. And I'm pretty sure, a lot of other residents of, in that apartment also, they have moved out, right?
Yeah, they're all planning to, I think they've already started moving out in tractors and you can see all of the,
True.
yeah.
True. Is this the first time you're hopping onto a tractor?
Yeah. I think that is one item, kind of crossed out of our checklist, and all of us got to do this joyride of tractor.
Oh, it's been a joyride, but unfortunately, it's a joke. You have Bengaluru city's roads turning into rivers. You have people. You don't see vehicles. Instead, you see boats, and you are taking tractors. So, where do you work?
I work with a software company.
So you're a techie.
Yeah, I'm a techie.
I'm sure in the last 2-3 days you've seen several of the techies taking, tractors to go to office.
Okay, luckily I think there has been some option for software companies to work from home. So we've been leveraging that. But I obviously think this is not going to be a stopgap arrangement. I think the government has to do something about it.
In drowning Silicon City, unprecedented sights. As roads turned to rivers and basements and ground floors of homes and offices got completely submerged. Techies were driven to work in tractors. Entire families, young and old, even pets, evacuated in tractors, trucks and boats as Bengaluru saw some of its worst rain in nearly 50 years. A 23-year-old woman died after she accidentally came in contact with a live electric pole in rain-hit Bengaluru's Whitefield area. The Bombay administration has now sanctioned 1,500 crore rupees in emergency funds to clear the waterlogging, blaming the situation on excessive rain.
Karnataka, especially Bangalore, has received unprecedented heavy rain. For last 90 years, such rain has not come. All the tanks are full and they are overflowing. Some tanks have breached and there is continuous rain. Even today it is raining.
Chief Minister Bommai also blamed the previous Congress government for the situation, triggering a blame game with this angry retort from the Congress's D.K. Shivkumar. And even this unusual protest by a youth Congress leader seated on a rubber tube. The administration now hopes removing encroachments on a war footing will ease the situation. Until then, citizens of Bengaluru continue to battle an impossible situation.
With this heaviest rainfall and the water stagnating here, we have come to know more such areas and we are removing it. But we have a standard list. Out of that, around 500 are remaining. In that 500, on the buffer, there are 150 structures. 350 odd structures are on the Nala, so we are removing those structures first.
With Shrija and Nehal Kidwai, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Well, that's what's happening in Bengaluru. But for politicians across India, the main focus now is Mission 2024. Today, Home Minister Amit Shah and the BJP President JP Nadda met with ministers who've been assigned responsibility for Lok Sabha constituencies for 2034. This as Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar in Delhi met with Arvind Kejriwal, Mulayam Akhilesh Yadav, Sitaram Yechury, and the Telangana Chief Minister announced a mission BJP Mukt Bharat as the Congress is set to launch its Bharat Jodo Yatra tomorrow.
Yet another attempt to showcase opposition unity ahead of elections. The initiative this time taken by Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, meeting opposition leaders in New Delhi on his first visit to the capital after switching alliance partners. After meeting Rahul Gandhi yesterday, Nitish Kumar today met left leaders Arvind Kejriwal, INLD's Chautala. He even met Mulayam Singh Yadav in hospital along with Akhilesh Yadav.
हम लोगों की पूरी कोशिश है, आपस में हम लोग सब अब यही बात कर रहे हैं कि हम सब लोग पूरे देश में सब जो है लेफ्ट पार्टी जो स्थानीय पार्टियां हैं डिफरेंट राज्यों में कांग्रेस सब अगर एक साथ मिल जाएंगे तो बहुत बड़ी बात होगी.
There is an urgent need for all secular democratic forces to unite to today safeguard the Constitution of India.
Nitish seems to have repeated yet again that he does not wish to be the PM face and the effort is to win 2024. Last week, Nitish Kumar said if opposition parties come together, BJP could be reduced to 50 MPs in 2024. Nitish's efforts come at a time when the Congress is launching its Bharat Jodo Yatra and Arvind Kejriwal has announced a Make India #1 movement that will begin from Haryana on Wednesday.
के लिए मैंने ऐलान किया था कि मैं पूरे देश की यात्रा करूंगा. कल मैं इसकी शुरुआत कर रहा हूं. सबसे पहले मैं अपने जन्म स्थान पे जा रहा हूं, हरियाणा में, हिसार में. मैं हिसार में पैदा हुआ था. हिसार में एक गांव है हिसार के पास, सिवानी, वहां पे पैदा हुआ था. हिसार से मैं अपनी इस शुभ यात्रा का, पवित्र यात्रा की शुरुआत कर रहा हूं.
This even as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has told farmers across the country that they would get free power once people opt for a BJP Mukt Bharat, presenting Telangana as a role model. Just yesterday, Kejriwal was in Chennai along with Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin to start model schools of excellence in Tamil Nadu on the lines of Delhi. With hectic movement in the opposition space, the BJP too has stepped on the gas. A key meet in the national capital, chaired by party chief JP Nadda and Home Minister Amit Shah. The duo met with senior ministers who are tasked with the job of spotting reasons and giving suggestions on how the BJP can do well on 144 seats where they lost in 2019. The ruling party plans to make structural changes in these seats based on the suggestions. Opposition parties are not just trying to come together despite their obvious internal contradictions. They are also trying to present to the people alternate models of governance and administration, hoping they resonate with people's issues. With Sunil Prabhu in Delhi, in Hyderabad, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Today were the last rites of the ex-chairman of Tata Sons, Cyrus Mistry. Supriya Sule, MP, and Shatva's daughter shared these pictures with the business tycoon, who she has referred to as her brother, saying, "Adore you, I still can't believe it. We will forever miss you. Rest in peace, Cyrus. Gone from our sight, but never from our hearts."
The last rites of industrialist and former chairman of Tata Sons, Cyrus Mistry, took place at the Worli crematorium in Mumbai, with top industrialists and politicians in attendance. The 56-year-old Mistry was cremated in a departure from traditional Parsi norms. A detailed investigation is now underway into the circumstances of the Mercedes SUV crash in Maharashtra's Palghar, which killed Mistry and his friend Jahangir Pandol. The preliminary post-mortem conducted says Cyrus Mistry had injuries to his head and his heart. He also suffered polytrauma or injuries to multiple body parts and organ systems. A final post-mortem report will take another day. The final report will also mention the exact cause of death. As per the investigation, Cyrus Mistry and Jahangir Pandol were sitting in the back seat and were not wearing seat belts, even though that is the law.
गाड़ी में किसी ने भी सीट बेल्ट नहीं लगाया है, फोर व्हीलर में तो फाइन है. बट जैसा मैं बता रहा था, जो पॉपुलर परसेप्शन है कि पीछे की सीट बेल्ट जनरली नहीं लगाते और लोगों को लगता है उसके लिए भी फाइन नहीं है, बट फाइन सबके लिए है.
The other two occupants of the car, Dr. Anahita Pandol, who was driving, and her husband Darius Pandol, are being treated at the HN Reliance Hospital in Mumbai. Both have suffered multiple fractures and are critical, a statement from the hospital said. Surprisingly, there has been no public statement yet from Ratan Tata condoling the death of Cyrus Mistry.
It is a great loss for us for sure and for the whole world. If you see, he was, how much I say, the family, Rohika, they were family friend, very close to my brother, my family. So somebody like him, loss is a loss not to the family of course, but to the whole entire nation.
With Sohit Mishra in Mumbai, NDTV Bureau Report.
A tragic death there. In other news today, important trade deal signed between India and Bangladesh with Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. These trade deals are crucial, and Prime Minister Hasina also referred to the Teesta River water sharing deal, saying that she hopes the issue will be resolved amicably soon.
A partnership that has grown from strength to strength since 1971, when India played a critical role in the liberation of Bangladesh. Today, the two sides have decided to further push this relationship forward with a trade deal in the near future.
बांग्लादेश के निर्यात के लिए आज भारत पूरे एशिया में सबसे बड़ा मार्केट है.
The two sides have already doubled bilateral trade over the last 5 years from $9 billion to $18 billion. Bangladesh is India's biggest trading partner in South Asia.
Both leaders agreed to build resilient supply chains between both countries and across the region.
The two sides signed 7 agreements in all, but the contentious issue of sharing water of the river Teesta remains unresolved after objections by West Bengal in the past, an issue crucial for downstream Bangladesh.
We hope that all outstanding issues, including this water sharing treaty, would be concluded at an early date.
The two sides also unveiled the Maitri power plant, the Rupsha bridge between Khulna and Mongla in Bangladesh, the Khulna Darshana rail line project upgradation, the Parbatipur Konya railway line conversion from meter gauge to dual gauge. While both sides discussed trade, connectivity, some of the most important issues between the two sides, another important aspect and a problem for both sides is the safe repatriation of Rohingya refugees. And for that, Bangladesh looks up to India to play a major role. In New Delhi, with camera person Pooja Arya, this is Maha Siddiqui for NDTV.
Well, in good news, India has approved the world's first intranasal COVID vaccine. Bharat Biotech's Incovac has received emergency approval. It is a 2-dose nasal vaccine approved for ages 18 and above. Phase 3 trials have been conducted in 3,100 people across 14 sites in India. It can also be used as a booster after 2 doses of another COVID vaccine. The booster trials are conducted in 9 trial sites across India. However, there is no clarity yet on the efficacy data or what the planned cost of this nasal vaccine will be, and the government is yet to announce a rollout plan. Liz Truss has formally been appointed as the United Kingdom's 56th Prime Minister after she met with Queen Elizabeth at her castle in Scotland. She will be the 15th Prime Minister to have worked with the Queen. In fact, the Queen's first Prime Minister she worked with was Winston Churchill. For Liz Truss, the big challenge, however, of course, remains the energy crisis, and she is likely to announce a plan on this later today. So the Queen at 96 there with her 15th Prime Minister that she has worked with. In other news, and this video is going viral, a Punjab man has arrived in a Mercedes. That's not uncommon in Punjab, but what's unusual is that he arrived at a ration shop to pick up his quota of subsidized rations.
In the Hoshiarpur district, this man arrives in a blue Mercedes car to pick up subsidized food items, the ration available for below poverty line category. This happened when there was a long queue of people to receive subsidized ration. The ration depot holder claimed that the man had a BPL card.
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਰਡ ਬਣਾਏ ਹੋਆ ਇਹ ਬਣਾਏ ਹੋਆ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਰੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਾਰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਡ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਣੇ ਕੀ ਬਣੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਰਚੀਆਂ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਆ
After the controversy over the video, the man who drove the Mercedes said it was his relative's car.
ਗੱਡੀ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਦੀ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਖੜੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹ ਬਾਹਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਬੱਚੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਤਾਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਸੀਅਤ ਪਿਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਖਰੇ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਬੱਚੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੇ ਪਾਈਏ ਆਪਣੇ
Ahead of the launch of the free delivery of Atta scheme, the Punjab government today ordered verification of all beneficiaries.
ਲਗਭਗ 11 ਲੱਖ ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਜੋ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਨੇੜੇ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਅਕਾਲੀ ਭਾਜਪਾ ਦੇ ਰਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਵੇਲੇ ਤੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਦਾ ਲਾਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਦੋਂ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਲਗਭਗ 1 ਕਰੋੜ 53 ਲੱਖ ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਬਣਦੇ ਆ
This incident highlights that corruption helps fake beneficiaries avail benefits of government schemes which are meant for the poor and marginalized section of society. With Mohammad Ghazali, Nayantara Singh for NDTV.